Ladies and gentlemen, we did it. We managed to create a video game in 14 days in Unreal Engine. And boy, oh boy, was that a journey. And you know what I learned through all of this? You don't want to know what I learned through all this. Because the truth is, you do know. You know that I know that you know that I know. That making games is hard. There, I said it. You knew it. I knew it. I thought I knew it. But the truth is, wow, it's really hard to make games. I can't even describe how difficult. I ended up kicking myself in the butt. I thought I was going to make this game in probably like a week, and it ended up taking even longer. But I mean, 14 days is still not too bad. It's a small game. It's definitely something that I'm proud of. Obviously, it has its flaws, and there are some bugs that I know that are still there. It was so hard. From sound effects, music, laying the foundation, putting the assets in, to exporting the game. I had so many issues trying to export this game. It took way too long than it should have. And for some reason, I don't even know why I was having issues with this. Because I gave the game files to somebody else, and it exported perfectly for them. But for my PC, doesn't want to export. I don't know why that was the case. If anybody knows or has ever had any issues like this in the past, you should reach out to me and tell me what the solution is, because I would like to know. This is probably not going to be an issue that I'm going to be able to solve until I build enough experience, or until somebody just says, yeah, this A plus B equals C, that's pretty much it, bro. Like, it's not that bad, dude. I'm sure that the solution is probably really simple. But the problem is very difficult if you're a noob like me. So anyways, let's talk about what we accomplished in the video since the last video. So to briefly go over what we did in the last devlog, I made a main menu, pause menu, game over menu, had a rough draft of the first 2 levels using the modeling tools. So with all of that being done, it was time that we added sound, replaced our modeling with our 3D assets, and also worked on the final level of the game, which turned out to be amazing. I was super proud of this level because it literally just came from my head. I said I wanted this type of theme, and I'm gonna make it work somehow, some way. Okay, now as hard as this game was for me to make, I did have a lot of fun making it. I wanted something Ninja Warrior-like, but I also wanted something that was easy to do. Let's go over what we did in level 1. Level 1, I wanted something trashy, something that seemed like we had to start from the ground up. So I decided to make like a junkyard type of theme. I added some tires, some cars, messed up cars, some car parts. Didn't really know how texturing worked. And so I had a whole bunch of different assets that just had like pieces of the final model, which I had no idea how to work. So I just trashed it. Added some containers, messed up ambulance, some trash bags, dumpster, anything that looked like it could be part of a junkyard. That's basically what I did. Level 2, I wanted some type of improvement, some type of thing that shows you progress to level 2. So I made something that was kind of foresty, which I also included with a little obstacle course that looks like it was homemade, obviously, as you can see with all the pieces of wood. I mimicked a lot of my obstacles from the show, such as the shrinking steps, the floating steps, the spinning logs, floating steps with facing forward. And did I also say spinning logs? The spinning logs have messed a lot of people up. I actually struggle a lot with the spinning logs myself. If there's anything in level 2 that people will find really hard to do, it's to get through the spinning logs, which is the final obstacle before you hit level 3. Now speaking of level 3, we had to end on a high note. We had to make this place like, you did it, you're in the final level. So I wanted something that was ancient, but also looked really nice. Something that just showed a nice touch of art. Something you would probably see in Greece, where the walls and buildings would have something of a plain color and texture, and the water would have a nice little pop. I also threw in some totem poles and placed an emitter on top of them so it would give off a certain vibe. Now the goal of the game is very simple. All you gotta do is go from point A to point B. Point B is always the final door, so every time you hit the final door, you make it to the next level. I only wanted to put in just 3 levels. Each level took a lot of time, and I'm not really sure how much time I wanted to put into this game. I just wanted something very simple and something that was very doable really quick. So I downloaded most of my sound effects on Epidemic Sound. It's a website that I use for all my YouTubing stuff, so I figured I'd use it for gaming as well, which is actually today's video sponsor. Wait, I'm kidding. It's too early for that. Anyways, I use them for all of my sounds, or most of my sounds. I use it for my footsteps, my hovering, my button clicking, and as well as my music. I also had to do some voice acting for the jumping and also the dying effect whenever my character fell off the level. And since I didn't feel like hiring somebody or asking anybody for help, I did the voice acting myself. Hit. Ha. Ugh. And he's also my metahuman, so if he's gonna have my face, he might as well have my voice as well. So I got all of my textures and assets from fab.com, which wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. I was a little bit worried of how my computer was going to take downloading all of these files because it was just so much. But the PC still works fine, so we're good. Now I will say this, building my level, easy. Mapping it out and designing it, pretty simple. It was really just fun, just consuming, because this was the part where I got to just put my headphones on and just go to work, which is something that I love doing and it also feels very therapeutic for me. There were a couple of things that I had to stop what I'm doing and look up a video on how to do, or needed a reminder of how to do, such as making the main menu and figuring out how the songs can persist throughout each level. But the biggest issue that I had of them all was exporting the game. I don't know what the issue was, and as I would see the output log, I would see the red and I would see the yellow, and then I actually got to the point where I got so tired of it, I actually started to rebuild the game from scratch, which was not something that I wanted to do, but I ended up doing. However, one of my friends was able to help me out with the issue. He was also willing to allow me to send him my game and to see if he was able to solve the issue himself. So shout out to King Boars, you are the man with the plan, and I really appreciate you. Arigato gozaimasu. But then we had another issue, and that was publishing the game. So I knew I wanted to upload the game to itch.io because that's the only website that I know, because that's what everybody says to go to. So I got on a webpage and I looked at everything, and I looked at my profile picture and I realized that everything looked atrocious. It looked so bad. I definitely did not want to work with this, and I wanted to make my profile look a lot better. So I spent a whole bunch of time trying to make it look better. And after a good bit of time, we made it slightly better, but it's better than nothing. So after I got rid of that issue, now came the uploading. Tried to upload my game, then I saw that there was an upload limit. Why is there an upload limit? I'm sure there's a good reason why. But still, why is there an upload limit? My game was 1.5 gigabytes. Itch.io's limit is 1 gigabyte. So, what was the solution to this? Is it over? Can I not show my game to the world? Like, what can I do? Well, I'll tell you what I did. I looked up on YouTube and I figured out what the solution was. And so I had to make a Butler account, and that also had issues. So there was a whole bunch of things that I was very overwhelmed with, because Butler is a system that you use a command prompt for, and you gotta do a couple things. And it was working at first. I managed to get the computer to understand that Butler existed, and I knew that I had to put my name, my game, and all this stuff into the command prompt, and then it would just magically just work. But for some reason, Butler just didn't want to do it. So I went with the final solution. That was just to upload my game on Google Drive and to just post a link on the webpage for that. So things didn't come out exactly how I wanted in the end, but we still made it work, you know? I mean, we still accomplished our main objective, which was 1, to create an entire video game, and 2, to publish it, even if it's kind of unprofessional looking. But we got the job done, and I've learned so much from it. I've learned about the process of creating a game. I've learned that it takes a lot more time than you think. And when the other YouTubers say that take the amount of time you think you're gonna accomplish this game and multiply it by 2, they weren't joking about that. So it was a really big learning process, and I'm still a beginner at this thing, but I'm really enjoying the ride. And I really hope for the people who can easily be discouraged about things like this, don't give up. Keep on pushing forward and always find a way. Now you can find the game on itch.io, but I'm also going to provide the link to the game in the description section of this video. So if you play the game, I really encourage you to just leave some feedback, give it a rating. I'm not going to be hurt if it's bad. I know the game's weaknesses and also its pros. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I mean, obviously be nice to me, but you know, also be honest as well. I mean, don't tell me to like jump off a bridge or something, you know? Like, golly, dude. Some of y'all are savages out there. So without further ado, let me show you some gameplay. Ha. Hit. hit, ha, hit, ha, hit, ha. Hit, ha, hit, ha, hit.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Hit.
Oh, gosh. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like the video, make sure you like the video. Also subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed to the channel. And if you have played the game, please leave a feedback. It's very encouraging to me. I also love knowing that people actually played my game. So thank you so much, and I hope you all have an amazing day.